Efilism is rooted in optimism. It may express itself through the language of pessimism, and appropriate bleak imagery and aesthetics, but bright red optimism pumps through its veins. Necessarily, as an ideology that seeks a solution to a problem, it betrays its true colors by believing that there is a solution to begin with. That it is in fact possible to bring about an absolute end to all life on Earth. Most people in the world can recognize why such a thing is an impossibility. Even the most ardent fascist, or most ardent communist, utopian optimists in their own right, wouldn't dare to dream of doing something on such a gargantuan scale. To say it is possible to make all sentient life on Earth go extinct is to say it's possible to wipe out every organism, every mammal, reptile, amphibian, fish, and insect, etc., in the world. Despite the fact that no technology exists which is capable of doing so, and even if it did, the people who control such technology would not let any of us near it. Yet Efilists do dare. They not only believe it, they believe they will be able to convince even a majority of humanity to get on board with it. They have convinced themselves that their arguments are the most rational, their beliefs the most sound, and that surely if they package their message the right way, they will be able to convince even a majority of their ideals which they know in their hearts to be true. What they do not realize is that 1. The arguments they make are specious at best and outright abhorrent at worst, both on an ethical and logical level, and 2. People don't believe things for rational reasons. I've said it before, but the desire to affirm life is fundamentally irrational. It is based in a need for one to believe that their existence is positive and has a purpose, something that they wouldn't be able to face the strife and suffering of their everyday lives without. Hell, most people in the world are religious, and much of the philosophy surrounding religious faith rejects notions of reason and rationality outright. After all, divine reason cannot be comprehended by primitive human brains, so the logic goes anyway. But even barring religion, the vast majority of philosophies and ideologies are life-affirming at their core, so even if you believe your arguments to be unimpeachably sound, if they fly in the face of people's strongly held, life-affirming beliefs, they will reject it. It may sound crazy to you, perhaps even unfair, but it is how human beings are. Even those who subscribe to pessimistic, life-denying schools of thought are not immune to this, and Efilists often tend to demonstrate that people can also hate and reject life for reasons not based on rationality. You've heard all this before. I've said it here and others have said it elsewhere. It's painfully obvious, and so even those of us who call ourselves antinatalists have the humility to accept that as much as we may find this whole life thing pretty abhorrent and sad, it's here to stay. Efilists do not. They see themselves as the only ones brave enough to dream one of the most impossible dreams that exists within human thought and consciousness. Therefore, Efilists are perhaps the most optimistic people in the world. It is an optimism born from the depths of a dark and twisted form of hubris, a hubris that mirrors the massive ego of its originator, something that is full of misanthropy and contempt for people quote-unquote too stupid to see the truth. If Efilists actually gave a damn about suffering, they would accept their limitations and narrow their goals towards more practical efforts. Instead they entertain impossible red-button fantasies, and arrogantly heap scorn on anyone who doesn't accept their dogma. Their attempts to answer their critics have only served to reveal the depths of their monstrous beliefs. Talk of sterilizing the poor, killing pregnant women, skinning people alive, and murdering healthy pets is not uncommon in Efilist discourse, or in their counter-arguments towards their critics. It's truly horrifying, in a way that only such a blindingly optimistic and utopian ideology could be. No good will come from Efilism unless Efilists have some humility and realize that as much as they may hate all of this, as much as any of us hates it, life is here to stay. Failing to come to terms with this will only lead Efilists down increasingly dangerous and extreme paths which will likely end in more suffering, both for the Efilist and for others. What I'm trying to say with all of this is, curb your optimism, Efilists.